All right, we're live. EJ Boxing Live here. We got a couple of guests. We've got Ben Umar with Boxing Terrorist, and we have a special guest, Mr. Ali Bashir, Vladimir Klitschko's assistant trainer, and also the head trainer of Alexander Usyk. And we're going to talk some boxing. We're going to talk about the heavyweight division. We were just talking about a bit earlier, and we were just talking about Prince Charles William. So, Mr. Bashir, you were saying about Prince Charles William, you feel like he's easy pickings, almost like he's going to be he's easy pickings for the Hyenas and the Ravens, right? Yes,
I think, and that's not being unjustifiably critical. The average boxing expert is going to say that because of Charles Martin's inexperience, he's just right for the pickings. They got to be circling now. The buzzers got to be circling, saying that I want him next. Because if I'm the trainer of any of the top guys out there, I'm going to be saying, we need to get this kid now before he gets better.
But this, you see, the thing is, yeah, on that thing, this is why I feel like, because I actually picked Prince Charles William to win, just to let you guys know. And for me, I think that's great, Mr. Bashir, because now he gets a chance to prove to you and for other people. Because look, let's get it twisted. Tyson Fury is still the champion, no doubt about it, yeah. But in the shadow of Tyson Fury, if Prince Charles Williams picked someone like a Luis Ortiz, a Joseph Parker, maybe, I'm not saying Anthony Joshua or any of them up-and-coming guys, like Derek Chisora called him out in the press conference, we know that. If he fights them, he's gonna get beats them. Is he gonna get more credit for you?
Who's the #1 contender?
For the IBF?
Yeah.
I think it was Dominic Brazil. I think the winner out of what's his name again?
Dominic Brazil's another sorry American heavyweight. I don't want to bang on our American heavyweight. Dominic Brazil's he's a football player, man, that decided to box.
Yeah, Amir Mansour and Dominic Brazil, the winner out of that will face Prince Charles William. But that's a mandatory. But if you take
who is the #1 contender in the IBF?
I don't know. I think they're fighting for it because because of the Fury, it was supposed to be Glashkov was the Glashkov was the #1 contender. Remember, because he was supposed to fight, right?
Right.
Okay, and Prince Charles knocked him off.
All right. Yeah. So who's likely to get that first shot at that title?
That's what I just said. Dominic Brazil, me and Mansour.
Oh man. Oh man.
You don't like that? You're not happy with that, no?
Yeah, I think that it's a 50-50 fight with him and Dominic Brazil.
But Dominic Brazil gonna get past Amir Mansour. You got him beating Amir Mansour. I'm picking Amir Mansour in that fight.
Yeah, I don't think he can beat Amir Mansour.
How you see that, Mr. Bashir?
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think Amir Mansour, if he gets popped, the mandatory has to be like, it don't have to be straight away. That's gonna take a while. But
Amir Mansour, I would like to see Amir Mansour. Yeah. Where I'm sitting at, he's got to win that fight.
Amir Mansour's got to win that fight. I agree, man.
Amir Mansour's got to win that fight.
Yeah, I think he has to win that fight. I'm gonna try to
now. What is he, 43?
Yeah.
Boy, I can roll the dice here.
Yeah. I could give him a call. I should give him a call actually. But
yeah, he's not gonna get another chance at a world title. I mean, he's not. He's got to take it. This chance, he's got to take it.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Bashir, tell me your take on fighters crashing the ring like what Tyson Fury did. Do you think it's good for boxing or bad for boxing? Your take.
What
Tyson Fury did, invading the ring after the fight between Wilder and Szpilka. How you think? You think that's good for boxing, right? Just jumping.
I think it's good for boxing.
Okay. Yeah.
Lobbing things up a little bit. Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury. Yeah. Get over it. Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury. Not a bad guy, and he's good for boxing. Yeah. There's too many nice guys in boxing now. Too many buddies in boxing.
I completely agree. I said the same thing. I heard a lot of guys last night saying that he was unprofessional. I was like, man, this is not tennis. This is boxing. This is what we expect.
Hey, let's talk about that. A lot of people were upset with Wilder's performance. Like, really, like, they were upset with the card, like Showtime's card. Like, I didn't have no problem with the card. I think it was exciting. They had knockouts. There was Tyson Fury coming into the ring. I think for a card in what we in January, that's pretty good. This for the start of the year, I think that's pretty good. I mean,
yeah, I do too. I thought the fight was genuine. I thought it was good for the start of the year, and that's exactly what boxing needs: a shot in the arm to wake it up some.
But yeah,
you know?
yeah. More than that, more important than that, Mr. Bishop, the heavyweight division needed that shit. I think heavyweight, because when we talked about this on like a couple of debates before, when the heavyweight division is good, boxing's healthy. I think boxing's healthy when the heavyweight division is going, because the welterweight division, they're not fighting each other. After the Mayweather kind of leaving the division, you know, we got the Thurmans and the Porters, but they ain't in a hurry to be getting in the ring. Well, Porter is. Thurman definitely is not. So I think, like you said, it's a shot in the arm. And like, you know, like you said, you don't think Prince Charles is going to hold the belt for that long.
Pulev would beat Prince Charles.
Man, I ain't know, man. You know.
Alexander Pulev would beat him.
Nah.
I'm telling you, Pulev would beat him.
Oh man, I ain't rolling with that. I'm rolling my boy. I'm gonna try to get interview this guy, Prince Charles William. I'm gonna try to get interview. I'm rolling with Prince Charles, man. I think he's got is it Henry Tillman in his corner? I think they got experience over there, man. I think they got a lot of experience over there. I really do like their infrastructure. Yeah, go on.
Pulev has had an array of amateur fights. He's got an amateur pedigree. All right. They've got to be sitting at home saying, don't mistake me. I've met Prince Charles. I've even worked in the gym with him in California out there. I came inside the gym and I had a guy, Rich Bauer, and we worked in that gym. And he's not a bad guy. He's a nice guy. I'm just talking from a business and boxing standpoint. He's green. And now is the time for him to be taken. And I'm telling you, a guy like Pulev can come in there and win that title.
Well, I agree with you, because you know when you see Vladimir Klitschko dominate for a decade, bro, you know a little bit about boxing, bro. You've been around Muhammad Ali, so I think you do know a little bit about boxing. I agree with you, but this is the thing for me. You know, when we was talking about Evander Holyfield had a shot at his first championship after 12 fights and so on. You know, get them now while they're young, like we was talking about Tim Witherspoon. Get them now, and we'll put them in exciting fights. Already now he's the heavyweight champion of the world. So for me, with Prince Charles William, he's going to be an exciting fight. I mean, we demand that you fight a good guy. You know, if you really want to say you're the heavyweight champion of the world, your first title defense should be against a good opponent. Would you agree?
I'm sure his first opponent is going to be a rugged guy.
Oh, so Derek Chisora. How you see him going against Derek Chisora? How do you think that fight will go?
That would be a beautiful matchup for him.
Derek's just there. That's their talk. Them talks. I like Derek. I think Derek would be a good fight. I think Derek probably feels he can probably win that fight right there. You know. Derek
could probably win that fight.
Oh man, I don't know about that. No.
Yeah, I think Derek Chisora could probably win that fight. Not unless I'm underestimating Prince Charles Martin. He's not a bad fighter.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is a fighter that's not right yet.
Yeah. Look, man, I agree with you. So let's talk about Wilder, man. Let's go.
Apple's right. See, apples on the tree, they right because they're in position. one leaf, but one branch might be in the sun, and the other apples might be under the sun. Under the branch, where they don't get as much sun. So I think that Charles Martin has been active, but I don't think that he's fought anybody that was capable enough to really test him. But now he's in the fire. He's going to have to step up and do something. You know, I like the guy. I like the shots he was throwing last night. I like it.
Yeah. I like your analogy, Mr. Bashir, man. Honestly, I really do like your analogy, breaking it down. So let's talk about the heavyweight, the other champion, Deontay Wilder. On his performance, what did you think of lack of performance? What do you think he needs to work on? Give us your take on Deontay Wilder's performance against Arthur Szpilka.
Well, you got to stop being so anxious. You know, he gambles a lot, you know, and he doesn't have to gamble that much because he's a tall guy. I don't like the idea of him spreading his legs and getting low to other fighters. Stature. Stay tall and work a jab. Make them have to fight the jab to get to you. You heard him saying, you know, go up to the forest just to get to the trees. All right? You're a tall guy, rangy guy with a good jab. Use your jab. Stay outside. Make the guys walk into you. He's bending his leg. He's got his legs wide spread. He's killing his height. He's killing his reach. He's hurting everything doing that. He doesn't need to do that. He needs to stay tall, keep his legs close where he can get maximum leverage on his punches. But when he spread it like that, he makes himself vulnerable to counter punches.
Absolutely. You know what? That's a very good breakdown. What you say. So, what do you think, Mark Breeden? And you know, Mark Breeden was an excellent amateur and also an excellent pro. Do you see Mark Breland making adjustments? Because he's quite tall as well, and he used to use the jab. Did Wilder use the jab enough? And why do you think he needed it? Because I think he was missing a lot, and he was probably getting frustrated. Maybe he's being impatient, right? Maybe.
Yeah, he's being a little impatient. You know.
Yeah.
Got a little emotional and got away from the game plan.
Yeah.
You know, but I thought that he could use the jab a lot more than what he did. I would like to see him hook off his jab a little more. He has the room to do it.
So, would you say the performance was an upside or it was going backwards a bit? The performance was a bit lackluster or whatever, but the knockout was one of the best knockouts I've ever seen, though.
Yeah, the knockout was beautiful.
Yeah.
But I knew that day. I was just wondering if Szpilka knew it. The way he was gambling, Szpilka was gambling a couple of times, jumping in like that. Yeah. And I kept thinking, I kept flinching in my seat saying, you know, thinking that Wilder was going to counterpunch him. You know, I said, any minute he's going to get counterpunched. And, but Szpilka just missed landing his punch against Wilder.
Yeah, you're right.
Wilder had enough sense to duck down when he threw the punch. I thought that was pretty cool, you know?
Yeah. I think they had the wrong game plan, but I think it's due to frustration. Szpilka had a lot of movement. And this is my thing. I think with Arthur Szpilka, I think the reason why they picked that opponent because he's trying to mimic Pulev. Not Pulev. Is it Pulev? Not Pulev. Povetkin stuff. Because Povetkin uses a lot of movement. And I think when they got Arthur Szpilka, I think they're getting themselves prepared for someone who should.
Artur Szpilka can't compare him to Povetkin. Povetkin going to be a lot more sturdy, a lot more compact, and Povetkin is going to cut that ring down a lot more.
Okay.
Povetkin is not going to play around and let Deontay have all that space to roam around the ring. Povetkin is going to cut the ring down in an effort to discombobulate Wilder.
I think Wilder's gonna knock him out with inside 5 though, to be honest with you. I think he's knock him out, but that's just me. How you feel that? How you see that fight playing out? You see it going distance?
Yeah, I see it going the distance or Deontay getting KO. Because did you see the punches that Vladimir Klitschko hit Povetkin with?
Yeah, I did. Nasty.
He took some punches in that fight. I was impressed.
Vladimir could have took him out any time. I think Vladimir was just fellow Russian, just let him go the distance. I think Vladimir could have beat him at any point. Just playing with him.
I was impressed with the punches. Believe me, Vladimir was trying to take him out.
Okay.
Vladimir didn't care about all that there buddy stuff. Vladimir was trying to get him out of there. Okay. But the shots that this young man took, I was very impressed that he could take those shots and stay on his feet.
Yeah.
Well, he went down 3 or 4 times, but he got up 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. It's true, man. It's true.
He took some good hard punches.
Absolutely, man. Do you think what Wilder, talking about going back to Wilder again, Wilder's stock as the heavyweight champion gets more credence? Because look, man, I don't care what anyone tells me. I mean, them opponents, people didn't know who they are, but people know who they are now. I mean, 3 defenses within a year, and he's going to have a 5th defense. Sorry, not 3 defenses. He's got 3 title reigns. This year, he's been an active champion. And he said his last fight when he fought, his very first fight when he fought Bermane Stiverne, he actually had a broken hand, and he said it's healed 100%. So he feels confident and ready to challenge Fury when Fury gets past Klitschko or Klitschko. You know, whoever the winner is out of Klitschko and Fury. And actually, talking about Klitschko, let me move on to that. Have you heard anything about the camp? Do you know you're going to be back in the camp? Have you got any news on what's going on with Klitschko? Because that fight's supposed to be happening soon or whatever.
I haven't had any information from Vladimir or from the promotional company. Yeah. But I assume that the fight will take place around May or June. Okay. You know, I'm assuming that, that the fight will take place around May or June.
You got some time from now. Umar, you want to jump in and say something? Is Umar around? Let me see. I guess not. Umar's not there.
Yeah, I'm here. What's the topic, brother?
No, we're just talking about Vladimir. So we got anything? Ask Mr. Bashir some questions, man. About the weekend's fight.
About the fight?
Yeah, about the weekend's fight, man. David Hay ask. Yeah, that's it. You can ask Mr. Bashir about David Hay. Go ahead.
No, I don't ask me about David. I didn't see the fight. I wasn't interested in the fight.
I got a question from Mr. Bashir. there's been a lot of talking with the camps. Well, really mostly with the father and nobody. How do you feel about Sean Porter versus Keith Thurman? How do you feel about that fight?
I think it's a 50-50 fight, but I'd have to give the 1% to Sean Porter. I mean, Keith Thurman. I like his boxing skills better. I like his boxing skills, and I like the way he responds to being hurt. You know, because he was hurt in that fight against Collazo, and it took a lot of grit for him to get through the fight. I think he had a hematoma, you know, and then he got hurt by the body shot, and he collected himself and kept on boxing and won the fight. So I was impressed by that. Sean Porter, on the other hand, is a good fighter too. But having said that, I haven't seen him have to come out of the woods to fight like Porter has. So I would have to give the edge to Keith Thurman. I haven't seen Porter come out of the woods the way Keith Thurman did in the Collazo fight. Keith is an aggressive fighter, but he's not the best boxer. You know, Porter showed me boxing skills and power. So I would have to lean towards Keith Thurman in this fight. But having said that, I would not go overboard with it because Sean Porter is a good fighter himself. But I'm picking Keith Thurman to win the fight.
Cool. Go ahead, Mr. Go on, Stadium. Ask some more questions, man.
Yeah, that's funny because I was talking to Beats earlier, and I said the same exact thing as you said. I mentioned Luis Collazo when he got hit to the body, and a lot of guys throughout history got caught with that body shot, and they folded up shop. And Keith gritted his teeth and kept it going, and ended up stopping the fight. So I agree with you 100% on that.
And the fact probably had a hematoma. Remember, his eye was swelled up.
Yeah, that was he. And Luis Collazo, I know Louis personally. I met the guy several times. He's a real fighter, and for him to make Louis say he don't want no more, that says a lot to me because I know Louis. Louis not a quitter, and he took the fight out of Louis. But I wanted to ask you this question: what do you think about? Because there's been a lot of debate on the YTBC about old versus new, and there was a debate that happened. I'm not going to mention nobody's name, but I want to get your opinion. You being a boxer historian yourself, what do you think of the comparison between Henry Armstrong and Manny Pacquiao? What do you think about that?
They share a lot of things. They have a lot of things in common. They're both aggressive. They both took chances. They both were good punchers. You know, they shared a lot of things. I think that it would have been a great fight between the two of them. Manny Pacquiao belongs right there with the greatest of all time. You know, Manny Pacquiao belongs there with the greatest of all time. Mentally, physically, you know, he belongs there. Technically, this guy can fight. I told you I met him in Roy Jones' camp many, many years ago, and he had to be about 122 or 118 or something. And he was boxing somebody in Roy's camp. Who was the guy in Roy's camp that was
Smoke Gainer?
Smoke Gainer. And I saw him with Smoke Gainer boxing in Roy's camp. And I was asking the guy that was with me, I was like, who was this? And they said they called him Pac-Man, you know? Because neither one of us could say his name at the time. And he was climbing on Smoke Gainer. He was climbing up on him. I said, Lord, look at this guy. You know, I didn't know that this was going to, you know, later on it was Manny Pacquiao. But Armstrong and Pacquiao come from the same school to me. There's some rough stuff, especially if you look at the early fights against the great Mexican fighters.
Yeah, Barrera, Morales,
Marquez.
Yeah. If you look at those fights, a lot of those times he wasn't boxing; he was just fighting. If you look at those fights,
when he used to wear those flame trunks, he was just a fighter. He wasn't boxing; it was all fighting. It wasn't no boxing.
Yeah, but Henry Armstrong, man. I don't know about Henry Armstrong, but he's good.
Yeah, I mean, Hank held a title in 3 different weight classes at the same time and got robbed of that 4th weight class. He should have won that fight.
Yeah.
Like, hey, was a bad man.
Yeah, he was a tough guy at 5'7". That's why I don't buy it. I get upset when they keep saying, well, he want to fight him in a catch weight. It's like nonsense to me. It's like they're trying to create new divisions. You understand? But it's more like a I want to make you comfortable division.
Yeah.
Emil Griffith was how much did he weigh when he won the middleweight title? 149, 151?
Yeah. He was
when Henry Armstrong won the welterweight championship, Henry Armstrong was nearly, I think he was 5'6.5", 5'7" at the most. And he won the welterweight title. He was 134, 135 or something. And he won he came up on the welterweight title. And then when he fought for the middleweight title,
what was he, 141? 141, 142?
141, 142 when he won the middleweight title. So it boils down to making fighters passive before they get to the fight. Well, we can't. If the guy 159 and we 151, then that's too much. So you planting the seed of defeat in the fighter's mind instead of saying, hey man, get away from the weight thing. If a man walking down the street and he grabs your wife's breast, what you gonna ask him? How much he weigh? Or you gonna fight?
Fight, man.
No. You fighting right away. You ain't thinking about no weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You turn the circumstance around, and the weight don't mean nothing. I don't care how big you are. I don't care what you got. I'm going to the mall that night, or you going, but one of us going. We're going to thump right in there. I'm going to stick my teeth in. If you're too big, I'm going to lash my teeth into your nose, grab the testicles. I'm going to do something. I'm going to bring you down. You understand?
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
I'm going to bring you down. Because that's my manhood. You calling it my manhood.
Yeah. It's good, man. Hey, go ahead, Mark, man. Keep popping the questions you want.
You won't fight.
Yeah.
And a lot of other guys, you know what I'm saying? A lot of other guys that fought for titles, that fought people that were over their weight. They didn't care about that. They knew they was basing their conduct on their skills.
Yeah, I was talking. I made a video on Corey Spinks. He went from welterweight to middleweight. He challenged himself, man. Jermaine Taylor was the guy. Was that dude at the time, and arguably he won that fight. But Corey Spinks, man, people don't talk about him, but he was a pretty good fighter, man. And that fight with Mayweather, I would have loved to see that fight. I want to, when Corey Spinks was undisputed when he beat Ricardo Mayorga.
I had a solid puncher, Andre Paulette.
Mm-hmm.
Paulette at the time had about 34 knockouts. He had about 39 fights at the time. And I put him in the ring one day with Jermaine Taylor, and Jermaine was about 171 this day. Andre had to be about 205 this day, and Jermaine put it on him. Put it on him, man. I had to get Andre out of there, man. It was just Jermaine's day. He put it on him. You understand? So all that weight stuff is a figment of the imagination.
Yeah, I agree with that because I got my brother-in-law. He swears up and down, and he weigh about $195. He swears he could beat up Paulie Malignaggi. This is something he always says. I'm like, man, you get in the ring with Paulie. Paulie may be a light punch. He'll beat the shit out of you. I try to tell him all the time, like, weight ain't got nothing to do with it, brother. It's skill over weight any day.
Finesse. Look at Mike Tyson. Look at Evander Holyfield. Look at the guys they beat. They come in 150. They come in 215, 214, and beating guys 240, 250, 260. Didn't mean nothing because they had good skills. That's why it's called the sweet science, the art of boxing. Technique is what gets you out.
Mr. Bashir, I got a question for you because you just did mention not too long ago that you was in Roy Jones's camp at some point. Do you think Roy should retire or you think he should keep going? What do you think?
I think Roy should have been retired 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. He should have retired after the Glenn Johnson fight. He should have retired because I don't want to see a healthy guy, a smart guy, a very technical guy like Roy wind up walking on his heels. You can't keep taking that trauma to the head. The brain can only take so much. All right? Those shots, when Roy gets knocked out, he gets knocked out ugly. All right? He don't just get knocked down and then walk around a couple of seconds later. He's down there for the floor for a couple of minutes. Sleeping. Did you see how he went down in the last fight?
Yeah, he went down like George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle. He went down hard, man. Slammed the canvas and shit. Bounced off the canvas.
Nah, it was worse. It was worse than George because George was still there. George was aware. He was just exhausted.
George was exhausted.
Roy was gone. Yeah, George was just exhausted.
Roy still had his hands in the boxing pose when he went down. His hands hit the floor in front of him. His chest came down on his hands.
Yeah.
He's out.
It was sad. It was sad, man.
And people keep these people that never boxed or nothing, they keep expecting a miracle. Oh man, Roy look good, he in shape. And listen, people keep saying stuff like that to me. Roy look like he in shape. He ready for this boy and this that. I said, man, the guy is shot. Stop looking for a miracle. He got stopped in Australia. He got stopped up in Russia. He got stopped in Russia again now. Aside from the Tarp and the Glenn Johnson fights.
Yeah.
You know? And then, you know, like my brother and other friends, I said, look, man, you know, y'all keep pointing to this and that about Roy. Roy didn't fight Nigel Benn. He didn't fight Chris Eubanks. He didn't fight
Michalczewski.
Michalczewski.
Yeah, John McClellan. There's quite a few fights he didn't fight. Yeah.
The McClellan fight. Yeah. What's the other Irish kid that was over there?
Steve Collins.
Collins. He didn't fight those fights.
Yeah.
So you got to question yourself. Why didn't he fight those fights? He said, well, I didn't want to go to London and Britain and all this stuff. I didn't want to go there because I felt like Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali was going over to Britain like they were going around the corner. And they was taking people there and taking their barbers with them and piano players, women, and they was going over there on boats and planes way back when. They wasn't concerned about getting robbed over there, so why should Roy have been? You know, that was his reasoning for not going over and taking those fights. So
back then it was a lot harder to get to England from America than it was when Roy was fighting.
Exactly. And you look at them, even with Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. reason was, I'm not going over there because, you know, I'm a Vegas fighter. But when you say you're the world champion, you accept the challenge wherever it is. You understand? You can't be concerned about that kind of stuff. You know, maybe it's a good business move. I ain't saying nothing about that. But I'm saying
that's the only knock I got against Floyd, because what Floyd did was Floyd gave these haters reason to hate on him by doing certain things like that. If he'd have just went out of his comfort zone once and fought whoever, like if he'd have fought Ricky Hatton, he'd have beat Ricky Hatton anyway. He'd have beat Ricky Hatton on Pluto. If he'd have fought him in England, it would have meant more.
Right.
There's no way Ricky Hatton could ever beat Floyd. We all know that. There's no way. The skill level was just...
When you go to somebody else's atmosphere and go out there a winner, I think it says something about your character, about your confidence, about your skill level, and your ability to handle pressure. When you fighting on your front porch all the time, I mean, everybody good at their house.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. You're absolutely right, man. That's tough.
Hey, he's 100%. He's 100% right. I whoop anybody's ass on my front porch. it's my front porch.
Yeah, come out your way. Yeah, come out your way, man.
That's my house. You know, you're gonna fight that much better. You know, that much better. And all the things that they come in with this different boxing, it's like, and I don't care where I go. I've been to many parts of the world, and it's the same attitude. The young guys in the sport, they want to come in the sport, and they want to know more than the people who have been there all along. I mean, I worked under some good trainers, man. I didn't try to jump ahead of them.
Listen, Bashir, can you tell me, I don't mean to interrupt you, can you tell me a little bit about the great Eddie Futch? I know you've run right across. Can you tell me a little bit about the great Eddie Futch?
I was around Eddie Futch for a number of years, on and off and on. And Eddie was a smooth customer. Eddie didn't go out of it. He wasn't a boaster and a bragger. Eddie was a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. You know, like you say, walk softly but carry a big stick. Eddie's had a few things to say in the corner, and that was it. Every boxer knows how to box. You don't have to tell them 50,000 things in the corner. That's what I got from Eddie. He said, just tell them what's critical at that time. You know, like the left hook might be critical. The left hook followed by the right hand with a left hook behind it might be critical. Just tell him what he needs to do at that particular time. Boxing is like driving on a highway. You change lanes depending on how you feel. What's going to benefit you more? Am I going to travel in the middle lane, the side lane, or the left lane? You understand? Boxing is the same way. But he was a smooth guy. He was a very knowledgeable guy. And he wasn't a braggart. He wasn't a boaster. He was a behind-the-scenes guy. He wasn't looking for headlines. He wasn't looking for no fame or fortune. You know, like practically every trainer today is trying to build their name off some fighter. That's my guy. Like they pimps or something. Like they pimping women or something. You know?
Hey, say Eddie France. Who did he train? Was he around Sugar Ray Robinson? Who was he around?
Sure, he was around Ray Robinson. Joe Bush, Ray Robinson. He was around those guys. You know,
Jack Blackburn and them guys, yeah.
Right. And I'll tell you another guy that was pretty knowledgeable. Oh man, his name escapes my mind, but Joe Frazier's original trainer.
Eddie Front. You talking about not Eddie Front. You talking about the guy, he died. His trainer died in the after he lost against.
I got his face in my mind, but I can't get his name.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I was actually going to talk to you about the Rumble, the first fight with Ali.
He was a smooth guy. These guys was old school trainers. They weren't trying to grab headlines off of the fighters. You know, like everybody today is trying to make reputations off of fighters' flesh.
Yeah.
I think that being a good trainer, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. I had a young man, Kevin Burnett, boxing Magomed Abdulsalamov, about 4 or 5 fights before he got injured. And the kid was doing all right at first. He was doing okay. But then he got caught midway through the second round, I believe it was. It's been so long because my memory is foggy. But I believe he got caught midway through the first or second round, went down really hard. But when he got up and started boxing again, he seemed like he was all right. And Magomed, being a southpaw, feinted like he was going to jab, and threw a straight left hand and dropped him again. And immediately, I jumped in the ring and said, oh, whoa, the fight's over. And the fighter was saying, I'm okay. And the guy that was working in the corner said, let him go. And I said, no. The fight is over. And so Magomed's promoter came up to me and said, you did the right thing. You know, you did the right thing. In other words, my guy was going to hurt your guy really bad. And I didn't want to see that guy get hurt, so I stopped it, you know? And 4 fights later, Magomed and Mikey Perez in the garden. I was there that night, by the way, because I had somebody on the undercard, you know? And Magomed gets hurt that night. But I saw Magomed complaining after the first round. If you go look at the fight right now on YouTube, you'll see him after the first round. He stands up in the corner. He doesn't sit down. He's looking up at the mirror, at the monitor, and he's complaining that he has numbness in the face.
Yeah.
Then you'll see him in the second, third round complaining about numbness, about him not being able to feel his nose and things like that there, which indicates something is wrong. This guy's got 18 fights for 18 knockouts or something of that nature, and he's never complained about nothing.
I got a video on YouTube where I said before that fight ended that they should have stopped that fight because I had noticed the same thing you were saying. He never said anything about anything, and after the second round, he's talking about, I think my nose is broke. Something don't feel right, and he kept saying it, and they just ignored it. And look at him now.
They just ignored it.
Oh, Yankee, you talking about Yankee Durham? That's what you talking about, yeah?
Yankee Durham, yeah.
Yankee Durham, yeah, that's right. He's really good. Go on, finish your sentence, and
and these guys were just basically ignoring it. And you know what I call it? They can say what they want to say. Anybody can justify anything, all right? But from my standpoint, I don't know what happened in the corner. I don't know what they observed or what they thought. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that there has to be more sensible minds when you have a fighter that doesn't complain about nothing, a tough guy like that doesn't complain about nothing. And he's saying, I can't feel my face, my nose, something is wrong, and making all these complaints. It's something that it's like somebody with a bullhorn sounding like something is wrong. So let's be on the safe side. We won't win tonight. We give him the victory. Let's close this fight out in the second round. Let's say we put the brakes on the fight in the second round. Let's rush to the hospital, and maybe the injury is not as severe as it turned out to be. My thinking is life before death. You understand? Safety before victory. That's my position. I tell every fighter that I work with that if I think that something is wrong, I'm going to stop the fight. All right? Now, you might get mad with me. All I did don't matter. As long as you walking around, call me all kinds of names and all that stuff, it's all right. As long as, if I see you doing that there, I'll say I did my job. You understand? But that night, I think the fight should have been stopped. And I think that he should have gone to the hospital a lot sooner than he did. They was fooling around in the locker room. I ain't gonna say fooling around, but it was taking too long in the locker room. They should have took him right from the ring, right to the hospital. They went back in the
Yeah, they were talking about that, Mr. Bashir. They were saying that he had to take Magomed. He had to take a taxi through Midtown Manhattan, from Madison Square Garden to the hospital.
On Saturday night.
And on Saturday night, and we're both from the East Coast. You know we both know how long it'll take you on a taxi from Madison Square Garden to the hospital.
On Saturday night. What happened to the ambulance? So
it'll take you an hour.
They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. And everybody in boxing. Boxing is a battle.
Well, the family was suing the New York Athletic Commission about it, but I don't know what's happened since.
Nobody got it should have been a hearing on it. There should have been something where everybody.
They probably have, but they keeping it. They're trying to.
No. What I'm saying is everybody should have been called a question. The cut man, the trainer, the promoter, the referee. Everybody should have been called into a hearing and then track down what happened. Because if you put the video up, you'll see the boy complaining in the very first round.
Yeah, well, the referee let it continue, the corner let it continue. I agree with that, man. Going back to the Yankee Thurman and Joe Frazier, do you think Joe Frazier was better on the Yankee Thurman than he was with Eddie Futch? What's your take? Because I think he was. What do you think?
I think he was better on the Yankee Thurman because that was his original guy.
Yeah. So you see, going back to that fight, was the Ali and Frazier, the first fight? How old was you then when that fight happened? Were you young?
I was a young man. I had to be somewhere 21, 22. That was 71, right?
Yeah, that was 71. Yeah.
Yeah. 20, 21, 22, somewhere around there.
Man, I was watching that fight the other day, because they had a HD one on YouTube. They got a HD version on YouTube. And basically the whole event, I couldn't believe, and they actually really done a very good job of being inside of actually the actual events of what happened. And I was thinking, the Rocky movie was basically based on that. They had Apollo, who's basically Muhammad Ali, and instead of a black guy like Joe Frazier, they replaced Joe Frazier with a guy like they had Rocky. He replaced him like a Rocky Marciano type of guy. And they made
actually, Errol, I don't mean to interrupt you, but the movie, Rocky said it himself. It's based off Muhammad Ali. You're correct, but it's based off when Muhammad Ali fought
Chuck Webner.
No, when he fought Chuck Webner.
Yeah, I know. No,
exactly.
I'm talking about the styles. I know that. I know what the movie that was based on. I'm talking about the styles in the ring. If you look at the styles in the ring, when Apollo's throwing the punches, he's basically like Ali. And Rocky, who's basically doing a Joe Frazier style. They made huge money from that fight. But the original fight was one of the best fights I've ever seen. The first fight, because Ali was undefeated.
And the third fight. I
know that. But the first fight for me, because they're in their prime, right? You got undefeated Joe Frazier. He's undefeated. Ali just coming off the layoff and he's knocking out
Joe Frazier broke his jaw with that left hook.
Nah. This is we looking up before. We're talking about before. Nah, that was Ken Norton.
No, you talking about the first fight.
Yeah,
he broke his jaw.
Nah, that's Ken Norton broke his jaw. Ken Norton broke his jaw, not Joe Frazier.
Oh, okay.
All right,
my mistake.
That's all right. But what I'm saying is this, that fight stylistic, because they were, Ali wasn't in his prime, but it was more flat-footed, But brother, the styles, they were beautiful. They were throwing loads of punches, man. I was like, whoa! It was the first time I sat back and that was good. The third fight now, I think they got it, and I need to watch it again. But the build-up.
And I want to mention something on that fight because I watched the documentary on that whole thing between Ali and Joe Frazier, and Joe Frazier was a very bitter guy because, and I don't like this to this day, that Muhammad Ali, put it out there that he was some kind of Uncle Tom, which we can speak about that because we know about the root of the word. He was never that. He was never no Uncle Tom, but he put that out there, and that stuck with Joe Frazier. And Joe Frazier kept that to the day he died.
This the thing. Yankee Durham and Joe Frazier, they never used to call Muhammad Ali by the name. They called him Cassius Clay purposely. And Yankee Durham, the manager. Umar, you need to, Umar, I'm telling you, when you see it, because
No, I understand why Muhammad Ali said what he said.
No, Muhammad Ali. No. Joe Frazier's trainer, Yankee Durham. I'm Umar.
Yeah, I know. They called him Cassius Clay. I know the whole the basis of it. But Joe Frazier really took that Uncle Tom stuff to heart, bro.
Yeah, but
you watched the documentary. He took that to heart.
Yeah, because Ali used to embarrass him. Ali used to embarrass him and make a fool of him because he, Ali used to mimic Joe Frazier. He don't.
The only one that didn't really affect was Ernie Shavers.
Ernie Shavers or the other guy, the one you didn't want to say.
Ernie Shavers in Norton, you couldn't get to them with that. Oh, we couldn't get to them with that. Mm-hmm. They were cool and calm and they did their jobs. Yeah. Ali would tap into Frazier's emotional state and run away with it because he knew that Ali was just a game, man. He said, I'm gonna win this fight every way I can. And he knew he can get Joe emotionally involved and win the fight. He knew he would take away from Joe's game plan, from his psyche, with all the antagonisms,
Mm-hmm.
And that wound up helping Ali win a lot of those fights.
The reason why I'm bringing this up here because Tyson Fury to me is doing the same kind of showmanship with Ali. I know he ain't no Ali, but he's doing the same kind of showmanship in the ring.
Well, you know what? No, I blame the people that he's doing it on because the book has already been written and nobody wrote it better than Ali.
No,
so they let him do a paid job on him. Then they deserve to have a paid job on him. They should be able to see what he's doing and say, you know what, man, have a nice day.
Go ahead.
I think Deontay Wilder paced him all over the ring. I think he knocks him out. But Tyson Fury is taking a page out of Muhammad Ali's book, like Errol said. He wants to be that guy.
EJ Boxing Live, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, EJ Boxing Live. Yeah, he's taking a page out of the great one, Muhammad Ali's book, and he's trying to, be the new version of him. But he can't mimic him. I think he's a hell of a boxer. I do give Tyson Fury credit. I think he's a good boxer, but I think Deontay Wilder knocks him out. But I could be wrong.
I think Tyson Fury probably outpoint him before Wilder knocks him out. I think Tyson Fury gets brave. He taking the mick as he's. I think he'd be outpointing Wilder, and he thinks he had Wilder on the thing, and he'll come in there and get caught because Steve Cunningham put him on his back, and Wilder hits much harder.
Exactly, I agree with you 100%. I think Tyson Fury will be winning the fight. He'll get brave, like you said, and he'll get laid down.
Yeah.
Was it true that I heard that Steve Cunningham is moving back to cruiserweight?
News that I heard. I'm gonna go to his Facebook right now. Let me see that. But that's not good. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yeah, I know why he came out in the first place, man. They be cheating him.
He doesn't. Yeah, the only reason he came to heavyweight is to get some money. He doesn't belong at heavyweight. We all know that. He comes into heavyweight at 205. He's fighting heavyweight at 205 at the bare minimum.
You know what I think? I think that's just a story that's not true. I think the people say ain't no money in the cruiserweight division. I think the money is where the exciting fighters is. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, they're exciting fighters. They're going to get paid.
Man,
they're going to get paid. Those got Floyd Mayweather. You understand? Amir Khan. These people are getting paid. Roy Jones. James Tony. You can't tell me them guys ain't made no money.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mr. Bashir, when you're a champion, right? And you're doing well. Why would you come up make things harder for yourself? You know what I mean? He only lost to that guy. What's his name again? The guy who retired recently. You know, he was doing that. He had a good run. He's the only guy to beat Marco Huck. You know, he could have beat Dennis Leatherbeard, in my opinion. You know, and he beat Guillermo Jones. Like he's got some names on his resume down in the cruiser limit. I think the fight with the other Polish dude, you know what I'm talking about, Adamic. I think that fight was a really good fight for the cruiser division. He has some really good fights down there, you know. And you know, everywhere he's been getting robbed and shit.
I thought Stevie Cunningham beat Adamic.
Yeah, he did. He beat Adamic and he beat Glashkov, but they were robbing him all day. Kathy, are they robbing him? I don't know. They just keep robbing him.
Yeah, I thought they robbed him. I thought so.
Yeah, but look, people rob him, but they ain't even see. Look, it's like these days you can rob.
He's got a lot of victories. Errol's EJ's right. He's got a lot of victories down at cruiserweight and in heavyweight where he won, but they just gave the decision to the other guy. He's got a lot of those.
I agree. I agree. Oh, wholeheartedly, I agree.
But how come in boxing these days, Mr. Bishop, you can get robbed, yeah, and no one even bats an eye? Back in the days, people would be demanding a rematch. But these days, you can get robbed and no one even cares, man. You know what I'm saying? You just get robbed. It's like, oh yeah, we got robbed.
I think that the promoters are as much involved in those robberies as the people who work for the promoters, those judges. I think they all got a hand in it, you know?
Yeah.
There needs to be some changes in boxing where somebody questions these things. You know, you have this Walters fight. I mean, somebody needs to step up and say, hey, man, we need to question that decision.
Yeah, that was bad.
We need to question that.
Yeah.
Walters lost to that kid. He beat that kid.
But look, the promoter, he's got a powerful motor. He didn't care. It was Golden. The other guy was with Golden Boy. He's with Bob Arum. Bob Arum didn't care. They didn't care. You know?
Oh man, that's terrible. I just hate to see boxers go out there and get their brains beat out. It's such a tough, hard sport, and then don't get the decision that they worked so hard to get. I don't like that. That's terrible.
That's what I just said. These days, people get robbed for fun. I think back in the days, people even the commentary, they didn't care. Like what's his name again? Jim Latley and they didn't care. They wasn't even bothered too much, you know. They weren't too bothered about it, you know. So it's just one of them things there for me. Like I think these days, robberies that it's like accepting it. It's like that's the way it is. It's like
I'm not a Teddy Atlas fan.
Yeah.
All right, but I will give credit where credit is due. He's only one of few guys that will stand up and oppose bad decisions.
Yeah, exactly. He will. He
always speaks out and says those judges shouldn't work again. They should be barred from the fight scene. So I will give credit for Teddy respect for doing that.
Yeah, he cries wolf too many times, but people just mute out now, isn't it? It's just, but he does tell it. At least the only one does call it out. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what he does all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Deontay Wilder is the most devastating hitter in the heavyweight division right now?
Ortiz and him.
Who?
Ortiz.
Yeah, Ortiz is bad as well. Yeah, Ortiz is bad as well, isn't it? He can hit, man. Yeah.
I say Wilder or Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
Parker, Joshua. Those are the front runners in the heavyweight division with the power.
Yeah.
I believe Vladimir can punch as hard as he do when he punches.
Yeah, Vladimir. Yeah, when he puts his foot on, he puts on
I've talked to Vladimir a lot. I said, Vladimir, you've got to get back to the stage where you put Charles Shuford, Jamil McCline, Ray Mercer, those kind of fights. Even when you lost to the first fight you lost. What's his name? The very first fight you lost. I'm having a problem remembering the guy's name. But even then,
Ross Purity.
If you look at those fights, Ross Purity, Ray Mercer, Jamil McCline, Charles Shuford. Look at those fights and look at the way Vladimir Klitschko was punching. Look at the Layman Brewster fight, another fight. Look at the way he was punching. Look at the punches he was landing. He was landing bombs, man.
Yeah, but he ain't Mr. Bashir, man. He coming from some silk sheets, man. Some, you know what I'm saying? He was it's slick. I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, maybe those sheets are slowing down. I said that to him. I told him, I said, Ladman, you got to get back to that kind of. You were excited, you know. But after the Corey Sanders fight, you know, things change. I mean, knockout, when a person gets knocked out, it changes them anyway. But I think that you're not as exciting because you're concerning yourself too much with defense. Defense is all right, but at some point you got to get to the meat and potatoes and say, look, I got to punch. The rematch with Fury, he's going to have to punch. He's going to have to fight.
I don't think he will, man. I think it's out of it, to be honest with you, man. I think there's too much money, man. You only need a couple of million a fight. You got a kid. You got a beautiful wife, man. You know, boxing's the hunger game. It's a young man's sport. You need to be hungry, right? And then this is what I was trying to say about Prince Charles William and Deontay Wilder. They're young and they're hungry, athletic. You know what I'm saying? Like Klitschko, he was like that. I agree, he was like that.
Bro, every time Klitschko fights, he's hitting the Powerball lottery. He makes $10-15 million a fight or whatever he makes.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to stay hungry when you're making that type of money. It just is.
It is, man. What the thing is that he's like, his legacy secure. Like, if he loses the Fury, is that going to change his legacy? I don't think so. You know, you ain't gonna take away the 10 years of dominance. You ain't gonna just take that away.
It won't for me. I mean, me personally, I'll be fair, but I've never seen him on the level of his brother. So there's nothing he could do to change that in my mind.
What's your take, Mr. Bashir?
No, I don't think you can change his legacy. You know, not unless he does. The only way that if he loses to Tyson Fury, you can't change his legacy. People just say he was just at the end of the road.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But if he goes back over there and comes up with a KO over Fury, you know, there's no way to go for Vladimir Klitschko but up. Can't go no further down.
Hey, man, if that happens, then he should retire. But the likelihood of that happening, you know what I'm saying? The likelihood of that happening.
But Mr. Bashir, why don't you get into his ear and say, hey, let's forget about this rematch. Let's go get Charles Martin. He'll get Charles Martin easy. That's such an easy win for him.
Oh, man. I got Charles Martin in that one, man.
That more than an hour ago. That Vladimir's got to be rethinking this thing now. Now, wait a minute. Deontay's got a belt, you know, and Charles got a belt. Let me grab those belts and then go back and take care of some guy.
Y'all guys are funny, man.
You know? But, you know, he's got to be rethinking it. I'm telling you that the buzzards are circling now. Because Charles Martin got a belt. You got to be saying, they got to be saying, oh my God, you know, get the steak knives out. You know, we going to fight Martin.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Bashir.
Yeah, Joseph Parker got to be saying, let me get in there. Let me get in there. This is the best chance I got to win this title.
Let me ask you a question. If Vladimir would have beat Tyson Fury the first round, would he have retired after that? Would he have retired? Because I remember you were saying we won all of them. Do you reckon would he have retired after just beating Tyson Fury?
No. If he had beaten Tyson, he would have went right after Deontay.
Well, there you go. I think this probably went too far because
I think he should stay away from Deontay.
I think he went a step too far, to be honest with you. But you know what? You can't knock a man for knocking for greatness because you know this right now, the heavyweight division is at its most strongest, man.
I think that the best Vladimir Klitschko that the public has ever seen is yet to come.
Mr. Bashir, man, I think you're the only one, man. But you should know when you're in the camp. You're in the camp, man.
We just wrote an article. He was quite candid in the article. He said that my ego is my strength. My ego is my strength. And he said, and it's still injured. Now, just for a man to say something like that, you got to be thinking that this guy, what kind of guy is this? He's coming into 40 when he's in the ring. But you got to see, you got to look at a person's mentality. I learned that from working with Emmanuel Stewart all those years. He said, don't never dismiss God's mentality. Look at that guy's mentality. He's got designs about being greater than he was. He said, my ego is injured.
The best Vladimir Klitschko I ever seen was against Samuel Peter. It's the best I ever seen him. When he got knocked down twice, he came back and he destroyed him. That's the best I've ever seen him. And that was years ago.
Well, that fight went in the distance, man. I don't know if he destroyed him.
It did, but when have you ever seen Vladimir get dropped and come back? Every time Vladimir gets dropped, it's over. He got dropped twice.
He holding on for dear life. Yeah, he won that fight.
Yeah, he did, but he came back and he won the fight fair and square. Yeah. So that's the best I've ever seen him.
I don't know. He got knocked down 3 times, man. I don't know about fair and square.
Oh, it maybe was 3, or maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, hit him in the back of the head 2 times. Yeah. 2 times he went down with some punches behind the head.
Yeah, but it's a fight, man. I see fighters do it all the time. Remember, you just said if someone tries to move to your woman, you gonna do what you gonna do. Isn't it? I agree.
But Sam had a reputation for hitting people in the back of their head.
Yeah, but he could hit as well. He did. He could still.
I